My regular academic duties. I'm also editor-in-chief of International Journal of Business Management, as well as I'm involved as an associate editor of Journal of Business Research and European Journal of Marketing. And several other roles are there, but these are important ones that keep me busy most of the time. So we have very nice panoramic empirical journey. Now I'm going to give a little bit of a theoretical journey about generative AI. And obviously we all, most of us, even if not as a marketer or marketing academics, as an academic we are concerned about generative AI, right? I guess so. I think most of us. Either if we are in management, we are concerned about how to manage the changes. If we are academic, we are concerned about what to do next with this. So I'm going to kind of touch upon this. However, before I progress to the generative AI, it is a conference that is focused on marketing and tech. So let's just revisit where we are coming from very, very quickly. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a very quick, like 3-4 minutes overview of digital marketing research in past 30 years. And then I'll move on to, we were talking about AR, VR, and last 2 years we heard a lot about metaverse, right? And still we don't know what metaverse is. But I'm going to very quickly touch upon metaverse related issues before I move on to generative AI and then generative AI in marketing. Of course, not much research exists, theoretical and empirical, on generative AI in marketing. So I am going to talk about more conceptual level content here. So very quickly, as I said, I'm going to give you an overview here. So if you look at this is the Dwivedi study that we conducted.
My students are taking pictures of each speaker.
And you can see that based on past research, what the journey has been in the digital marketing area. We started with internet marketing in the 90s when internet came up and we started using. Then we move on with the invention of social media in early 2000. We moved on to online communities. Then that progressed to the reviews because lots of platforms started offering the option for reviews. So we went on with that. And then we started seeing the more latest version, big data analytics, customer engagement, AI, IoT, and these kind of immersive applications as well. Virtual reality is here as well. That Enrique has been talking about for the last half an hour. So those being the last stage. And if you look at what we talked about in our paper, what would be the prominent topics going forward. So these were the prominent topics we talked about, and even in those, we predicted that these will be the most important areas going forward in marketing area. And you can see that since 2021, the metaverse came in first in 2021 and then 2022. Of course, the buzz gone down about metaverse. But AR/VR research is still continuing. It's still very prominent. So the one thread that is common in metaverse, AR/VR, we can talk about what the differences are between these things. But one thing is common is immersive nature of these technologies. So the consumer will have immersive experience, regardless we're talking about metaverse, we're talking about VR, AR or VR or mixed reality, whatever you're talking about. Immersiveness is the common thread. And that's where we went on. And, okay, I'll come on to immersiveness, but when we talk about metaverse, so AR/VR is simple because you can easily implement it, okay? These are the technologies, devices that are gateway, I would say. They are gateway to metaverse, which is the immersive three-dimensional environment. So what is the problem? AR/VR is still okay, but why metaverse gone down? What are the issues? What do you think?
why we see very little activity anymore? Yeah, question.
We cannot hear on the Zoom now.
Sorry. So my question is, why metaverse, discussion related about metaverse gone down? It started very strongly in 2021. It was quite strong in 2022, but then you don't hear much now. What are the reasons? Any ideas, any thoughts? Yeah,
It's not practical.
Investment and shift of investment to AI and generative AI.
So the shift of the investment is one thing from the metaverse related project to AI. That's a very good point. I mean, maybe that's an excuse as well, but that's a very good point. What else? Why do you think that metaverse, momentum on metaverse can't dilute? Because obviously nobody knew what the metaverse was, even including Meta. They didn't have an idea what they wanted to do. And their promises were too much. They wanted to have this interoperable metaverse. Means you can jump from one metaverse to other metaverse without having need to create new profile or new avatars or new, anything. You just can jump from one place to other place. One metaverse to other metaverse. Now, these are the complicated things. No company wants to actually do this. For various reasons, for most important thing is competitive advantage and other data privacy and data related issues. Okay? Now, if you look at other issue that is very prominent in metaverse environment is governance. Who will govern the metaverse environment? If things happen in city, in physical space, there are police, there are well thought through rules, regulations, policies, and people get that. While when metaverse came up, and obviously we have lots of different precursor of metaverse platform like Roblox, like Fortnite, like many others, right? And there are problems in those platforms. There are problems, and those are well documented problems. BBC had created a documentary where actually a journalist went into as a child, as a young teen kind of age. They went into the platform, and then what happened? Lots of issues they faced. They were groomed. The people were trying to groom, abuses, many other issues. Okay, so who is responsible for this? Is it the metaverse platform? Is it the government? Is it the organization? Who is? Nothing is clear. And that's another reason, another roadblock about metaverse progress to further stages. So Meta obviously was fixed because Meta came up with the metaverse terminology. Of course, the terminology is an old one. It came in 1992 in a novel, it's no press. But Meta used first time for these kind of purposes. So Meta couldn't easily get out from it. But when AI just came, generative AI just came, then Meta very sneakily shifted their focus from metaverse to AI. And obviously, they didn't want to say that they're not focusing on metaverse, but most of the employees they had, they fired them in that team, and most of the resources they had for the metaverse team is now deployed for the generative AI. So that's where most of the companies, not only Meta, but many companies are doing that. Okay? So this actually shifted, but some people say, well, is metaverse dead? Well, metaverse technology might be troublesome, but actual concept of immersive environment and immersive technology is not. Okay? So that's where we came up with this immersive time concept. Okay? In this editorial, and we presented as, there are three main stakeholders: developers of the platform, consumers, and brands. So platform is obviously provide the infrastructure, also the governance aspect of the platform, while the brands actually create the content, right? Without content, no immersive environment is immersive. What will you do? By putting headset, by doing all that and going in a virtual environment where you have nothing to do. Yeah? So it's like sitting without any club, pub, or any shops or anything like that. So you really need to have that content, and that content is being created by brands, should be created by brands. While consumers are active, if they are not there, the brands will not create the content, and developers have no reason to develop the platform, right? So these three are main stakeholders, and they have to interact with each other in order to develop the whole ecosystem. That's what the idea we presented here. Of course, the time is very limited, so we're not going to detail these things in more elaborate manner. The purpose was just to tell you that we are moving from one technology to other technology in digital marketing landscape very quickly. We see a number of things in past. Then the metaverse came, AR, VR is obviously part of that environment ecosystem, and then very soon we saw generative AI come out. Okay? So the time that we are getting to adapt these technologies, assimilate these technologies, is very little when the new things come out. And sometimes these are complementary. For example, generative AI is coming. AI per se, artificial intelligence, it has role in metaverse. It can create more personalized experiences in metaverse, right? It can understand the consumer very quickly. You can also create digital avatars, right? So what is human avatars? Digital avatars, which is completely based on AI. And they can understand the consumer very quickly and try to serve their purpose. So much better marketing when you deploy AI in metaverse. Okay? So these are not like completely separate technologies. They have some connection with each other. Now I go to the generative AI aspect of it, and last year is November 2022 was the time when generative AI, ChatGPT was launched, right? That's the time. It's not even just about a year, and lots happens between 1 year of time. Huge development in this landscape. So I started hearing about ChatGPT and things in end of year, last year, and then I started thinking, what can we do to give a bit of guidance, because everyone was talking, but there was no framework, no reference to discuss this formally. And that's where we came up with this editorial opinion paper, where there are several people, because these are complex issues. One person cannot think everything, and neither they can actually try to come up with solutions. And that's where I took approach of multiple perspectives to bring the thoughts and things from different disciplinary perspectives. So these are different people from different disciplines, from marketing, from information systems, from operations management, from other areas too. So you can see that the paper was published on 11th March 2022. How many months? Maybe 7-8 months? Something like that. And the citation you can see, 666, just within 8 months. You can imagine the level of interest and activity that is happening in domain of generative AI. Very fast, very fast. So many people working. As an editor, I can tell you, I see a few papers every day on this particular thing. Now, although the papers are not mature yet, they are very early, stage of their development, but people are so much interested in this particular area, and they are doing lots of work. So this is what our trigger in terms of generative AI, and that's where I got interested in the topic. So before I proceed, obviously those who didn't know, most of you know what is generative AI, but those who didn't know what is generative AI, is simply algorithm, is a technology that learns from data and then predict the text, images, and other art forms based on what they can has learned from. Okay? So it's basically a text creator, you can say. Software. That's what in simple word you can say. So it generates a responses or text like humans. That's really, generative AI. Okay? So I'm not going to go in very detail as this. It's not the perfect here with the time I have. But in very simple sense, you're talking about ChatGPT, Bard, or Bing, or Tally, or what you call Jasper, many others. They all have one common property that they generate new things based on what they have learned from. Simple. Okay? Now, some of you, those not from AI domain or not have done any reading, anything, you might be thinking this is very new thing. No, it's not new thing. The research on AI started in 1950s. They had in Dartmouth, there was a summer school. That's where in 1956, that's where the term artificial intelligence was coined. Okay? And since then, this research in this area has seen lots of winters and springs. Winters when no interest in the technology, no funding, and therefore research there was nothing. People stopped working on that. Then the spring came when again interest arose and lots of funding came and people started building the technology further. So that has gone through different stages. Of course, now we are in the final stage where the technology has reached to end consumer, end user. It has reached to everyone. Before it was in lab, before it was with expert, with technical people. But now we all are interacting directly with ChatGPT, which is one form of artificial intelligence. Okay? So the final form of artificial intelligence is ChatGPT, I would say. Of course, we can see more and more sophistication in the future, but that's where we are. I'm not going to talk more about it. But before I go to this, I want to ask you, when you hear about ChatGPT or generative AI, what do you think about it? What comes to your mind? Anyone?
A useful tool.
Statistics on steroids.
Yes?
Or stochastic parrot.
That's important. Anyone else?
In business can be a useful tool to use for research or discovering things that can ease the work.
So it can be used to things as well. Yeah, what else?
Job replacement.
Job replacement, yes, job replacement. That's one candidate post, and already you can see the result of it actually. You can see lots of big companies firing lots of people. What they're doing, they're replacing human with these things, because one person can do 10% job now by using these tools. Okay? So these are the, so what I'm going to present from the paper that I've shown you, I'm just going to present two perspectives, two quotes, simply two quotes from two scholars. Okay? And that sums up. The first one, you can see, is one by one of professors from the University of Hong Kong, and it says that my general reaction is a strange mix of awe and fear, disgust and transformation. Okay? Awe that this is possible. A machine can do this. A machine can give a response that a human gives. Okay? Fear of what the consequences may be. The consequences may be the job loss, consequences may be the skilling, the consequences may be the whole loss of generational skill. So I discussed that people would be so lazy to resort to such a chancery, such an opportunistic behavior, and the transformation of what we find ethically acceptable. So this kind of sum up the concerns and different things that are going on in different people's mind, right? People think it's not a black and white thing. It's not just like, people think it's a great thing or not a great thing. People see it as a good thing as well as a bad thing, which may have, if it's not managed properly, it can have bad consequences. Okay? So that's one perspective, just one quote from one of the perspectives. Now, second one, that talk about usefulness. That Amelia mentioned. Okay? So here, what we are saying is simple. What the professor from IMD Busan said is, well, most of the time, professors, if you are just doing your formatting your references, is it useful activity for yourself? I don't think so. Your time is much more valuable than formatting references or formatting text or proofreading it, right? That is generally done by your assistant. Now that assistant can be this ChatGPT. It can do most of those things. So you don't really need to have human assistant. You can just have machine assistant, and it will actually free up your time to do more productive, more effective thing, rather than more productive. Yeah. So that's the second thing. That it can be useful in research, it can be useful in marketing, and it can be useful in many other domains. Okay? Now, we wrote this editorial just recently with a colleague from North Carolina and Tom Davenport from Boston College and Nikki Pantley from Lancaster University, UK. So we wrote this editorial. We presented very early stage of how actually colleagues, professional colleagues, using this in marketing domain. And what are their implications for studying marketing for us? So why this is really important for marketing? First thing, is why are we talking about it and not any other domain? Well, the first thing you can see that 73% of US organizations use AI tools in marketing since March 2023. So it's already very widespread use. Okay, you can see. AI in marketing estimated to reach 107 billion by 2028. Means huge market there. Huge resources being put in this particular domain. So this is an important area for us to look at. Okay? And also some other data suggests that the GI is seen as an 82% productivity improvement in marketing. They are already saying that it is helping people to do more and to do faster, basically. Now, obviously, we can challenge that because no empirical evidence exists yet. It's all surveys. Yeah? So I think how much we believe in that is up to us. But these are the things that we pass on. Okay? We need to take it with pinch of salt. Okay? We don't need to believe everything that they are saying in the report, in the surveys, in the white paper. We as a marketing professionals, academics, we need to do our own homework, means research, in order to come up with how effective these tools are in the end. Okay? But here is like few examples I would like to give you that you can see. I mean, ChatGPT, you already know what ChatGPT is. Everyone almost hear about ChatGPT. And you can see that marketers using ChatGPT for brainstorming, for stimulating the creativity process, creating marketing content, developing personalized solution. So main thing, to speed up the things and create personalized experiences for customers. Means personalized messages, so it doesn't have to be now group messages. It can be catered to one individual or few individuals who are very similar. So those are the things. And here are two examples I've provided you. You can see that the two companies that are already using these solutions. I mean, just two examples, but then many others are using it. So the provider of AI-powered storytelling tool, Tone, helps customer create presentation using online documents, videos, and other digital content, which are very specific and can be done very fast. The second example is Khan's Academy. Khan's Academy, probably you have heard, is supported by Google, I guess. And what they are doing, as you can see that they have digital assistant based on OpenAI, ChatGPT, and it can help people to do their study to solve the problems. So they're using this as a tool, as a kind of tutor, as a teacher, basically. So you can already see that it has a direct impact on us, right? As a teacher, as a lecturer, as a professor. Sooner or later, university university will deploy these as well. Okay? So this is just the first one, 2 examples. Now you see DALL-E 2. DALL-E 2 is again by OpenAI. It's a tool by OpenAI, which creates image, arts rather than text. So you give prompts, you want certain type of image, and it will create for you. So you don't have to take someone else's image, you can create your own. There are lots of issues in that, copyright issues and other issues. I'm not going to go in that at the moment. But basically, something that you would have to spend whole day, 2 day or 3 days, it can do it for you within few minutes. Okay? Now here is example of the company, toy company Meta. Okay? They created this toy car model. Okay? Using with the DALL-E 2. So they did prompts. So they created the model that is close to their requirement, and then they implemented it. Then they created the actual model. Okay? So this reduced their time for the development of the product. Okay? So it made it more efficient, right? More productive, more efficient. Okay? Now, if you see, Midjourney is another tool. I don't know, many of you probably know, some of you may not know. Midjourney is another image creator, another art creator. But what is the problem with these two, with previous one, DALL-E 2 and Midjourney? I don't know if you know or not, these are not free tools. ChatGPT is free to use, not GPT-4, but GPT 3.5 is free to use. But DALL-E 2 and Midjourney and many other these kind of tools, they're not free. You have to pay to use it. Okay? So, no free lunch here by these companies. They want you to pay upfront. So, they are already using this kind of tool for creating, for example, images for the blog posts, for the social media channels, and for many other platforms. Okay? So, that's another example of these kind of things. Now you can see another tool. Sorry, go back. The Facebook, they have their own lemma, or they also call Meta AI Sandbox, right? So they already been this particular tool already been used by the companies like Jones Road Beauty. They are doing various things. For example, this is more catered towards advertising copy. So they create advertising variations of advertising copy. Okay? They take days and days to create ad copies. So this one shortening those times within a day or few hours. Basically. So lots of companies already using to create either advertising copy or company content for posting on various things. So you can see here, text variation, background generation, image outcropping. All these things are done by using Meta AI Sandbox. That is the tool. It's called. Okay. I have to see the time in order to.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay. So I have to run now. Jasper is another type of tool that again is specialized for creating the content, especially ad copy and variations of that for various purposes. Not just email campaign, you can use it, online learning center, various purposes. Look, this particular company already using it. Given I don't have time, I'm not going to go too much. Paper type AI, this is very popular already, and you can see here the testimony by one of the companies, Park Plus, Indian company, parking company actually, and they say that using paper type AI helped them to create content which was 250% growth in organic traffic, 50,000 keywords in the top 50, and 2,000% surge in app downloads. So that's the kind of effect of the content created by paper type AI, right? These are the tools. These existed even before ChatGPT actually. It not came up after ChatGPT. It was before and used by many businesses already. So basically you can see that they are already moving towards that. Copy AI is another part. CEO of User, you can see they say that how it is benefiting them in terms of creating the content. And so many different things you can do by using this particular tool. So again, I'm not going to, because I have only 5 minutes, I'm not going to talk more about it. But here you can see what tools are most popular, right? You can see by marketing professionals, a survey in 2023, in March, April 2023, you can see that ChatGPT was the most popular, followed by copyright, then Jasper AI, Papertype, then Meta's product, Dally, and Midjourney. So these are just some tools, yeah, which are actually used by marketing professionals. So if we are assuming that it's not happening, it's already happening in the marketing domain. Okay? I don't have time, I think I only have about 3 minutes. So the main reason why these tools are very fast being adopted are because of ease of use. You don't need any technical skills. Very easy, you can use it and do whatever you like to do. Graphic creation always been the very consuming task for marketing professionals, and now this is kind of making it easy. So that's another reason. Tryability. Most of these tools allow you to try before you can use. So basically, you don't have to commit before you try. So that tryability is there. Affordability, most of them are available on £8, £10, or £15 per month, something like that. So affordability. And they have also subscription plans. So these are all helping them to grow very fast. Young generations obviously want to use SMEs, that they find that these kind of tools are very helpful for them because they don't have to invest a lot and they can do lots of things through them. And there are so many different types. This particular tool might be helpful to you as a researcher. Cloudy tool, what it can do, it can read your PDF and you can answer your question based on the PDF. You can generate, if you want to do presentation, you can generate your PowerPoint content by asking Cloudy to do that. And I don't know if you know or not, but ChatGPT also now allowing you to upload the PDF and is able to read the PDF. So it's already happening. I just noticed 2 days ago that you can actually upload a PDF and you can ask anything based on that PDF rather than just general thing. Okay? So these tools are advancing very fast. Okay, given time is not there, I'm going to go very fast. Cost concerns, data and security and privacy. I think these are things you know already. I don't have to say. These are trust issues with the content. Trust issue about the data where it's coming from. Other the legal issues about copyright. For example, images are generated based on other images, based on their learning from other images and copyright materials. So what happens if you're breaching the copyright issue when you create a particular image? If someone sue you, what you will do? Who is responsible for it? Lots of legal and data and security issues are there. Okay? Again, I will not go too much. What I want to talk about is this. Okay? This particular thing for your research, I want to talk about. Generative AI, as I mentioned, it can help you to create new content very quickly and fast, and it also can help you to understand market and customer insights, right? You can analyze whole market very quickly within a few minutes. Okay? So what implications these tools have? These are the propositions, these are the conceptual thing. You need to actually work on it for empirical purposes to prove that yes, this is effective. So these two things can help you to personalize the content and offering. by marketing content and offering that you are giving to your customer. If you have more personalized content, that you can assume that customer have better experience. Okay? Better experience means more engagement, more activity by customers, right? And also, content, creation of the marketing content can directly lead to the quality of sales lead. You know, you remember the example I gave the parking company. Like how much increase they have experienced. Same user, they also experience similar things. Okay? And obviously, efficiency and productivity, that all that can lead to customer loyalty, customer satisfaction, quality word of mouth, performance. These are theoretical concepts that you already know. However, they are the same concept, but you can't use same concept in similar manner that you have used in past. You have to come up with the new measures. You have to come up with a new method of investigating it. And so there are lots of challenges of doing research in this particular environment. However, huge opportunities exist. If you are working on ChatGPT, generative AI related things about these kind of concepts, I think it's not difficult to publish. It will be very quickly, very, easily taken by the journal. Thank you very much. That's all I